I don't remember eating. Days. Maybe weeks. I don't know.
Helping himself to her bad dreams, he worries. Did he hear a goodbye?
Are you okay?
Yes.
So, we need help for you.
Wait. What is your name?
My name is Rupert Price. I remembered you.
Wait. I remembered you too. Or we became real life?
No, we made different connections to them.
Who?
Stickmin tractors. We are not sure if they're closed universe yet.
I understand, Rupert. What do we need for help?
We would explore and go somewhere where my place is now. It's known to talk about biology soon.
Or later, actually. I really don't have a family.
It's okay, Eille. I'm your friend now. We would talk together with my friends.
You can't be feeling dreadfully. Is now your hangover on the being.
Who are you?
My name is General Hubert Galeforce. I'm a biochemist psychologist.
What happened to my body? If Rupert Price told me before,
I think your deep deoxyribonucleic acid is changing over time.
what does it mean for the word?
Your DNA cells.
Are you helping me out to explain about questions?
Yes, Eille. I could help you out.
We are having a break chairs at night and talk about biology and Henry Stickmin stories.
We'll see.
Don't you think we should make friends?
Well, you obviously.
Hey. No, not at all. You too.
Wait.
Buddies. Meet Eille Rose.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's Cassie Shepard.
This is Dr. Vin
Hi.
and Rupert Price.
Nice to meet you, Eille.
Do you want to see?
Thank you.
So, first day at the Southern Reach?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to know that if you've been here for a long time.
Yes, from the beginning of the story. So, I'm a scientist or a solo practitioner who specializes in cybernetic surgery. I travel from my boat to doubles my workstation. I'm also a geomorphologist. I've been testing the geomagnetic fields throughout the boundary, like using confetti to test a hurricane.
And I've been here for 7 months. Paramedic from California. Tried to join an NGO, but my application got flagged, so Henry Reeves got me.
So, I'm also a biologist. Which means a scientist who studies living organisms or things in their environment.
He's very smart. What's your story, Eille? We had a bet on your profession, and Rupert had biologist, of course. I have law enforcement.
You do not have law enforcement.
Jesus. Do you have to hit on everyone?
No. Let's have a joke conversation later.
So me and Natalie told me about the Henry Stickmin story. Do you want to do that?
Sure, I'll pick the first story.
So this is the story that we wanted to do, what happened to Henry Stickmin. So the main protagonist attempts to break in the bank built in the middle of the desert. He stands right wonders how to break inside of the vault. The player begins to play what he was doing until 5 fails there was a disguise 1. So Henry ties himself up in a yellow money sack and wait before Ted McAdams and Winston Davis pass by in the van and stop, and they see him after that. Ted McAdams is wondering that it was a lost bag. Winston decides they should take it to be safe. They throw it in the back and drive to the bank where guards come in. Chan Hansen and Philly Colin are wondering and talking about why is there a bank in the middle of the desert. The bag was thrown in the vault. When he stands up, he was caught by a security laser and sets off the alarm. The guards found him, and they arrested him. And that's it for the story.
So where are we going now?
We're heading that way. That's how.
You're going into the Shimmer?
3 weeks in caddying.
You 3?
4. White Hound Men.
I'm sorry that I'm also not coming back and exploring for you.
The previous teams have been largely military, so
What do you think happened to them?
Well, there are theories of went wrong, the others of the different Shimmer. The theory is that the different Shimmer is not a threat to us. It was a sign of change of selves that create among us, which means when they turn bright body or turn it into a tree or becoming a real Stickmin, sometimes they are lost mysteriously.
And there was no clue about the others. Actually, the different Shimmer never really changed the what to do with the body and brings different cells, because the others never made the place.
I know why you went in.
My name is Dr. Hubert Brown.
I thought it would complicate things.
What would it complicate?
Why are we going into the different Shimmer?
The mission statement is to reach the depth of Puffballsunited source, of course, of Henry's Shimmer to reduce nearest cells we ever called. It's called Stickmin, but cell, hybrid cells that we needed to de-experience, so research. We need to mix of 99.5% human DNA and put the newest cells are called Stickmin cells. It comes from a unknown small comet, which means bringing human lives and real Henry Tickstick back to life.
But I don't think that that's your mission statement.
No. Eille, am also read if it's real. Maybe I'm thinking that why do you think that but Henry was real on this planet? I profile the volunteers I pick the teams. Henry's real. But watch. I will watch his eyes open closer. I needed him so long if we can do that.
But you need what's inside.
Yes, I do.
So do I.
So I do, Henry.
Why?
Because he is the most important stickman we ever had. I can explain more information about how Henry's doing. So, last night they told you that they arrested him. After that, a package appears out of nowhere due to the center of chaos containment. So, a member named Delius fixing the multiverse imbalance anomaly a year later. Unfortunately, Dave Palmer sees the package and Rupert Price calls him, and Dave gives him the package, reminding Rupert that it's for Henry. When following the next part, the story begins with him, called West Mesa Penitentiary. Rupert and Dave call his attention. Rupert was saying he was free to go, but Rupert was kidding and laughing at him. They give the package to him, which means we change multiverse the same way as he does. He accidentally mentioned that they already checked for anything useful. However, Dave had not checked the package. As they leave, Henry opens the box to find a cake, only to use several tools to his advantage. He eventually escapes in the prison by only 3 endings, and that's it for the story. So that's the compilation. You wanted to come with them.
I can't do anything for him here.
Prison scientist. You can fight. You can help. You could save him.
Good morning, Eille. Are you okay, Eille?
Give me a second. I'm a little disoriented.
You're not disoriented like that. You're having a feeling of something.
Join the club.
Eille, let me tell you something. We know about the tree line. None of us do. And we did a food inventory, and we have a light pink hoodie sweatshirt inventory. From the depletion, we've been out here for at least 5 or 7 weeks.
That's not possible?
Guys, I'm thinking something smarter. So I've been used to checking comms and the equipment. Our comms are fine. No problem with the electronic items or the camera is working, but anything that sends a signal out of Henry's life is a problem. His DNA cells of kinetic energy is down. Even though we've probably about 2 satellites above us right now and check this out. So his own cells are kinetic. If they're closer to the comm, his own cells wanted to move the direction, making our directions a distraction.
I'm back. So this Henry Stickmin character is smart to know we're in the state park. If that's what I said, that's me. We head south, we hit the ocean. We just follow the place for his life until we hit the perimeter wall.
How do you know it's south?
Rupert, get out this. Our hand up the sun. Someone's missing.
We're not disoriented. We're oriented.
Can you describe its form?
No. I don't know.
What did it want?
I'm not so sure.
But the shimmer is not a threat. It's a life, which means Henry's return. His universe is mirrored himself. His universe is making us no evidence to something, to explain of something.
I know. My voice is almost similar to my character's universe. I am the 7th Stickmin character to return to your universe. I will start to deliver my own new bird.
Which means that I'm going to build your new laws, and I wanted you to become a botanist.
Do you think that I'm not the lawyer anymore?
Yes. I'm trying to understand what you returned. So I was trying to understand why you here. You look the same as your characters, universes. You think the different shimmer did the same thing. As an unknown reason, the different shimmer is made of your main protagonist. We might not sure if we did or he was able to do it.
But it does able to do it. It makes sense to you. There is a possibility chain that only Stickmins are smart. To say that it does.
The same idea as everything that we changed. It's the thing that why Henry does a thing to change the shimmer that increases, but this shimmer did the same thing as Sci-fi. But that causes a thing that just happened once. Maybe Henry Stickmin did actually change. The same name as you. If you're a real Stickmin, why are you here?
Because the shimmer that changed cells that we told is that Henry's shimmer was actually changing characters' only cells to divide. Stickmin cells are sometimes cancerous. So his shimmer was needed to experience to change his own life's kinetic energy. His shimmery life needs more things like protein, kinetic atoms, vitamins from plants. His shimmer was smart and saver, making Henry's return the head to hero. That's how his shimmer made it. All of yours from Henry Stickmin characters are made to divide souls. Our Shimmer has a big sense of biology, and that's how it works.
I know you're extremely interested about his Shimmer, but, life's complicated, Hubert. Henry's is not in complications. He wanted to be a good guy, but it didn't work. Because he made like some sort of mental distress. If he returned, maybe he would ask himself that he's still being a bad guy, but that doesn't make any sense to him. But we actually want him to be a good guy. It makes sense to you.
But it makes sense to almost everyone else. I would try to talk about my story from the past. Look, I knew that I was a lawyer with my junior Judge Felix White. I judge, so ask Winston. Also known as witness, I always ask Winston if to continue his testimony. When Winston Davis is done explaining the whole thing, my judge says that proof of Henry not hiding in the bag. When Felix presents the bag, he says that it was impossible for Henry to have tied the knot when he was inside the bag. So I really don't expect to explain about more questions of my past. So what is the story that you're talking about?
So I know about this. Something's wrong about this problem. They have a crocodile attacking us.
Get back.
So it was like a crocodile jumps out in the water, and they, thinking it was a mutated crocodile, attacking us in the same way as normal crocodiles did. Almost, they're shooting at the crocodile because it's considered dangerous for their nature as opportunistic ambush predators who are always lookout for prey. Miss Eille was doing good at shooting now. They told that they had thinking about the crocodile's mouth. They have no evidence about the mouth when they wanted to open its mouth. They check his mouth, the figure was a different genus at it or nothing changed the DNA. So they say that it was a different genus or DNA. Rupert said that it has the DNA of a shark. And that's it. Hubert, everything has changed cells and DNA for his personal life. Sometimes it was beautiful things.
So where'd you learn to shoot?
I don't know.
Yeah. So I was a close friend to right-hand man. He's not a cyborg yet. He's still a normal person.
I don't know a lot about him. He also is coming soon, and I know he's been so late on to us. That's how I didn't meet some others.
I am sorry to hear that. Guess there had to be something.
What happens?
Volunteering for this. We're all damaged goods. If I had some problematic problems with my family with perfect harmony, you and I are being sober. And know you having post-traumatic stress disorder. The right-hand man has lost his good partner.
Oh. What's his partner's name?
Reginald. Our Reginald is not here with us. Making him feel alone and sober too.
I'm sorry.
And I also lost someone. It's my grandmother. In the way, she's suffering lung diseases. Her name is Lunngrounds. She died of the age of 85. My family, I have 3, or I lost 2 of them. And the person I wanted once was solo practitioner.
Let me tell you something. This is why that I was late with them. Because they have extremely busy biotechnology and research about a Stickmin who is the only thing that he's became friend to me. His name is Reginald Copperbottom. He is here on this planet, but he will not be here with all of us in this place because his character's perspective and evilness is too bad to let him be himself. And he's also not going to do a villain again because the same thing that I said. Or also his own self is too hard to be perspective and unease with all by himself. Because his character has died, caused by destruction of the airship, making him no evidence to do wrong anything about our universe. He was extremely sorry when he's here. Now he is a nice person. Now that's why Reginald is not here with us. Jeez. Reginald is calling me. Hello.
Wait. Is that you?
Yes.
Oh, hi, buddy. How is your day going, buddy?
It's okay. Here we're safe. We're indeed okay. How about you?
I think that mine is okay. So, what are we talking about?
I was saying is that you think that you're not here with us?
Yes. I know that I was staying my ownership and own home.
Yeah. But I can't explain why you stay in your home and not here with us and why.
Because my own evilness and perspective is too much and bad to be myself. The second thing is I would never going to be a villain again. Because the same thing as you said.
I know, Reginald. It's simple as you think. What? You know, you're saying that you still don't understand about the Stickmin. His name is Henry. And why?
You know, that he makes me upset and lied. This makes me felt like an idiot.
Well, you're not actually an idiot. You are a good Stickmin. You're not going to sacrifice yourself again. Here's the truth. It feels like you are. It feels like being Henry to steal things. It feels like you're not doing anything for that despiteness. But you're safe. You're safe, okay?
Okay. I'm calm now.
Okay. The thing is that, how is Henry becoming a leader of Topic Clan?
It means that if he decides to take my own offer and becoming a leader, or betraying the government, my character ended given the leadership, and right hand man will be revived. That resents Henry for taking the leadership with me, and if I aspire to overthrow him.
That's interesting, buddy.
Also, I got a stainless during the 5th game that I will show you one more time.
Okay. Go ahead.
It means that during paths of betraying someone, I felt like I reveals his sadistic side and feelness, which is shown. When I smiled when about to drop Henry off, I felt like I wanted to look into his eyes forever, as I took that feeling on my own way. Seamlessly, as I'm like a coward, weak and impatient. I think it's strange how I ended up as a Topic Clan leader in the first place. However, it might, because I'm actually a high-ranking member, and I feel who only wants the best for the clan. And that's why I'm antagonist in the game. And I'm sorry that I felt depressed and badly. That way.
You can't be sorry for that way. Smart, important, and aesthetic to wear as a friend. Because I love you being as a friend.
Okay. I love you too, buddy. I was saying is that what happens if you arrived with them?
If I arrived, I'm likely to meet Ellie Rose. So I wanted her to say hi. Because I'm actually the nicest person you can find on the forest. So I did actually meet her.
Cool. She will be like the right-hand lady again.
I see. Eille, I know you. Are you okay?
Yeah. I am okay for now.
How is your day going now?
I'm good for now. What about you?
I'm fine.
So I have a conversation about this question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Myra, I've been with us so late when you're here right now.
Because I have a busy by technology time, or do work something that does use biology, or calling it about Reginald Copperbottom.
Wait. Who is he?
He's a Stickmin. He's alive now. And he learned and helping me a lot.
Then when did he come from? I eventually don't understand about him.
He's from our multiverse. Our multiverse still has no evidence about the Henry's true universe.
And then did he die?
Yes, he did die.
Oh. I'm sorry for that. When did he die?
His death was caused by a disaster. It means that his entire massive airship is down and destroyed.
Then what happened if he returned in our universe?
Then he will not be with us. He wanted to do something on his own.
Why did he not return to us?
Because his evilness and perspective is too much and bad to be himself. Because he was the antagonist in the something else. Also, he was thinking that his character's perspective would be bad, and he does think that makes him an idiot himself.
Oh. I just don't wanted him to be bad himself.
I know. It's a course. Or interested. I'm glad that he will be okay for now.
It was good to knowing him.
Me too. But today, we are talking about specific things that they're from Stickmin biology. Tomorrow, I can explain and show you these. I'm very appreciative that this is my main income.
Is that your pet that are you using?
Yes, she is my pet. So I called her name Flo.
Flo. I like if she's still living the forest in captivity.
You're right. Shiz is extremely smart. She is so smart that she can communicate with me. She does not want it to crane because she's thinking trying to be good without deadly prey. And that's why she's so smart.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to me. I know that she know your eyes closer than better of beautifying.
Yeah. So are beautifying of eyewitnesses of energy biology, blue of glowness eyes.
Yeah.
It sounds like a colder choice.
So, what's your another questioner?
So I'm thinking, Matt, I'm sure that I talked to Eille Rose about something truly, a thing that makes us our biology. I told her that I would show tomorrow.
Wait. What are we talking about?
The life of we thinking. So we found a very unique footprints found in a jungle of Peru.
Then how?
These footsteps are actually the life of Henry Stickmin's return. It was almost exists, though we have no evidence about if his real footsteps or these footsteps are generated by his own healthy annihilation life. So I'm thinking that those footsteps are from his annihilation life, because his own annihilation life comes from use of 4 energy transformations: chemical, light kinetic, and cellular. Some of these choices or questions are a bit confusing or a little incorrectly issued. It means sometimes no evidence about them. Their footsteps are using plants because it needs to resemble a specific shape of life of him, annihilation. The plants require a line of good natural plants. I'm expecting that there's not a lot of questions on that life of good annihilation because there's no evidence, because most of our people don't understand. And that's why it works of this conversation of biology.
Wow, that was amazing. But that was a long question, though. But I didn't know, why is he becoming a completely like a god life?
Because there's no evidence about his god life. See, nothing changed. I'm sorry that is no longer response about the questions, because all of us still don't understand. And there's no evidence felt like they're fictional.
But he was the only one who understands this evidence.
How do you know?
Eille, I have a question for you. Since he was talking about genetically footsteps I found. And I was thinking that was no evidence about that, but I was wrong. Maybe he told me this. He's absolutely correct.
Then how did he only know this since? But then, he told me last 7 days ago was that he was very smart and intelligent. And I think he's the smartest, on our team.
I'm sure. That's how. Because he thinks that these footsteps are actually made for Henry's life. I think it made those footsteps because it resembles specific shape of life or environmental energies, and it resembles as Henry's return. Henry's life is his god life. A god life that remakes everything about plants. This god life did use their own energies as their environmentalism. They're from our most unique biologies that we know in existence. The god life is from him, Henry. Because this god life comes from an actual small comet or asteroid. Because people have no evidence. Because they think it's strange and different material from nowhere. Rupert Price was right that it comes from the multiverse. He said it's stone, and that's it.
Okay, that's what you're saying. But what did he tell me with words?
I think I heard him talking to you about this yesterday.
Okay. That's true if you're interested. But what did he told me, like I said before?
I heard that. But he said with you that he told you this amazing yesterday? That's Rupert Price that I hear him about.
I'm back. Wait. Some of your team was worried about being separated, but I'm back. So why are we separated every time?
That's why. Because we're just talking that you know about it.
Oh, you, meaning that I told you about why we found those footsteps yesterday.
Yes.
But guys, you didn't make me answer the whole thing that I told her before.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean that before.
Okay. The thing that I told her is that, what did you tell me before?
Yes, that's me. I told you this last like 12 minutes ago. It means amazing things yesterday. And you said, who? That's right-hand man. I told you this yesterday, that's what I said. So let's not complaining about that, Eille.
Okay.
If we're compatible or complaining about that, because we're just not gonna get lost while separated for too long.
Rupert, I think it's okay to be separated if we wanted to. And why do you think we're not going to be separated every time?
Because that's what I said. I said that I can't let you women's to get lost. Because it's considered too illegal for me.
But it's not illegal to live on there. But it's legal to live this place for no more than 1 month. Because it's free to go this place right now. But they have the most different laws of act. It's not public. It's not jurisdiction. They only need an Act of 1964 wilderness once when it's legal to go there. And that's why it's okay to be separated if we are wanting to. Does this prove okay to yours?
Okay. I know. I will not getting any problems with everyone else to get separated seriously. So I will be judged myself for go to the way back. I'm okay for this conversation, Dr. Vin.
Okay.
Sorry that my voice is almost complaining. Sorry.
It's gonna be fine.
So I know I'm talking to you, Rose, about that. I told us about how do we find genetic footsteps founded. That's why, because of me, right hand, and the doctor is trying to find something super intimately or biologically thing. It means that all of us didn't know that we're finding those footsteps. But I'm the only one who knows is that we're finding footsteps. Until we found it, I'm thinking that those footsteps are actually from Henry Shimmer life, also known as God life. What do you thinking about it?
I have no idea.
I have something expunged else that have something a disguise went to a training thing in my hand.
Then what happened?
It was like a dream that a day and night that you're laying down and having some sleep. In some sort. Me sitting in the bed right next to you. But it looks like a more of a thinking dream with hallucinations. Are you okay?
I gotta leave a day early.
Wait, today?
Right now.
Shit. But you can't leave.
I will. You stay.
No. And only you. Please. I wanted you right now.
Yeah.
What is it?
I do. Love you.
I love you too.
I'm done sleeping for the night.
Are you okay, Rose?
I'm okay.
I was about to say, you didn't tell the team about your connection to Henry. I wasn't sure if you used enough evidence for us or no. But after seeing his own death, I'm not so sure how do you do that to one of his mission friends. If they react to the diversion.
Why did this happen when Henry returned this place for no reason?
Is that what you think what he's doing? Look, everyone has no idea. Only Rupert could understand this evidence.
Because for the reason that Rupert Price did understand this evidence. Because he's so smart that he learned a lot of biology that comes from multiverse of something. Amazing to nature to life of. Henry's that comes like a soul god. You will must say that to something.
How do you know that evidence?
Because we made me. And Rupert did the difference of Henry. He controlled our neurodevelopment's environmental influences.
So you two are asking that this is the only and true evidence about that?
Yeah.
I was saying that we're sorry to have, confusions about this self-inconvenience evidences. Almost none of us committed some of his evidences. That makes us not thinking for the sentence. And almost all of us are experiencing confessing biology stuff. But in some mistakes, but we need to think more better in part of our lives.
Yes.
For under the kleptomaniac. Those are bad decisions, what he did, but the thinking about being him. A kleptomaniac is not a good example or idea because he's stealing few things like the Tunisian diamond, Romania ruby, Norwegian emerald. He was trying to steal all three of them. Not good. It caused a lot of problems with him. In fact, we need him to be better equipped to explain this than I am.
What does that mean?
He needs better. And I wanted you to become a biologist.
I know.
We're so obsessed about making him better because of what we've explained in this for him before. Well, isn't he self-coded into us? I think Henry needs us to programming more nature than before, or programming his own cells.
Can we talk later? I needed some sleep.
Not yet, because we had a problem.
What happened?
I was saying is that someone is missing. It was a General Hubert Galeforce. He wanted to leave because it's too difficult to find out there were things, or because almost all of us have anxiety. Can make us feel alone in the forest. We didn't remember the place where God-life Henry is because we didn't use GPS devices. Someone is leaving tomorrow. Rupert Price next. It will make us feel upset because you think that we can't remember the place where he is. Look, we know that make us
But we're corporated. We're doing it again. We're very corporated. Because of that, our people don't understand this evidence that comes from me.
So that's why we're corporated.
So our people from the lab still don't understand the circumstances of changing of the nature of Henry's god life. Only Eille and me would understand this evidence. Goodbye.
I didn't realize there were sides.
No, it doesn't, Reiner. We're corporated. Like it was confusion or something different.
Okay, then I agree with you. We should go back.
I'm sorry, but there's important stuff to do.
We should go back. Yes. But it took us like 3 days to get there. And the coast is 2 days away. And as General said, if when we get to the coast, we can just follow the place where his life until the permanent wall.
So you're saying that we get out by going more different?
If you like, yeah.
As I was saying, this isn't some shit tactic to get us to the place where he was saying.
Look, the tactic is not about the place where Henry Godlife is. I believe that the coast is the best route out. Okay.
We lied to ourselves. She didn't know we're going back, man. And she thinks to be safer than going forward.
But I was saying if she didn't know, but if she made a decision to continue, if she did.
I just made her a decision.
You didn't, because you didn't tell her also because you're running out of time to go talk to her and then you're leaving. I knew you were leaving to not letting her a decision. And she wanted to continue her own.
You're right. She did it without us. Only her. we see only one human plant. It's over there on the left side.
It makes sense to matter. You know about this.
I know it does. Rose,
Yes.
I have a question about the only human plant. You think that how new energy transformations work about the God life?
I was saying that. The Henry's God life brings something more accurately differently. It means that we all found the only human plant. He used that as an organism because it has many different plant cells that provide from the God life's nature environment. It can also help climate change and better environmental biological control of nature. What do you think about it?
I think it's pretty cool to know about that question. That question is talking about biology and environment to where you're thinking. And that's how it is.
Yes. That's right. I know what you're saying about it. So I have a few interesting questions about it.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking this is very interesting. So I'm thinking about Henry's own kinetic energy transformations, which means God control. Not just air, but his own energy transformations. Rupert Price said that the electronic columns are reflected or refractive. That's light waves and energy from the nature. It makes sense on the radio's disoriented. It's making it scrambled.
It's very interesting. Do know what we get if both of us sequenced it.
Yes. It's called human Hobbs genes.
Human Hawkstein is.
Wait. What does human Hox genes mean?
It means that a family of genes that encode transcription factors, crucial for embryonic development, particularly in establishing the body plan along the head-to-tail axis.
I remembered about it since when I was in high school. I'm thinking that the human plant has Hox genes. You're right, but this interesting plant has human body plan, making you thinking that they are. And you're absolutely right. They have arms attached to shoulders. Legs are abdominal area. And Eille, it's literally what's happening.
I know. But it does change this to anything about Sal.
Then how?
Not just the others. But sometimes it's making a prism. It also reflecting all DNA.
How did you know?
Because his Henry's shimmer is making a prism. To seriousness. changing to reflect DNA. That's how we could change anything about his rebirth prism.
Well, that's serious for me. And I think that would be serious to 3 of us. How is your adventure going?
It's hard to say exactly. Theoretically, we're communicating the questions for yesterday.
That's the thing to beat away same problems and someone that remain intact.
I'm not so sure about intact of Henry. I know.
All right. About the unexpected reflection of distortion genes.
Yeah. I checked my blood last night. It's in me.
It will be in all of us. We ever heard about Henry Stickmin's buddy? His name is Charles Calvin. He's a stickman who was a helicopter pilot. And now thinking that he suffered to sacrifice himself to death. And he came back. Well, all the stickmen. Sometimes they was self-replication. So was I. If we can face it, we're important. But I don't think I want either of them things. One by one, all gone. Expect her. How can we explain that?
She had to come back to Henry. Because she wanted to bring Henry to new life. Also, they're leaving, and even you. Because they don't understand about sentences, about what Rupert Price is saying. Or they would leave to self-replication. Also known as Last Universal Common Ancestor.
She wanted to continue Henry to bring his new life back.
That's what I said.
She's not sure anything else did. I'm sorry that Reginald told me this later. But I'm going to show you how she can do it. The reason is that she was crying because if she can't, I'm thinking that she would save him. She did Henry and Charles to return. Because of genetic changes of their new life bring bioluminescent spheres. This genetic life can flow her to show what the new Henry Stickmin genetics looks like. That shows her to see a biodiversity backgrounds of spheres like seeing from the multiverse space. When they done flooding her, she thinks that their personality bio-life is gone because she refuses environmental energy transformations to place their life to divide cells each time to millions of inside of a biosphere. Until that, I think she's hurt and having a coma because the biospheres are too difficult to divide in millions of colorful cells. So all of the cells from all of the spheres died itself or went away to get the stick figure body. Because this new life are controlled enough to move up the gravitational energy influences. So the bio-life moved all their own kinetic energies to let her go to meet together. That took her coma a day to wake up. Until she woke up, they finally returned to walk and move their stick figure body because they need to wait her to complete her life back. Until she woke up, like I said, the thing is that she was seeing nothing in the lighthouse, like there's nothing changed. So she went in and walked away all by herself, but she went in a coma again. That's why. Because it's too far from her to think about those two stick figures. But they mind controlling her brain to their own cells to electric the brain to be irreversible loss of functions to electric her brain functions, marking that was a different coma. So they decided to move her up and mind control to genetic slow teleport to go to the genetic lab. The genetic lab has a hospital to let her lay down to heal its brain functions so fast. Because they always mind connecting her brain just for 4 hours to wake her up. That's how it's supposed to be interesting. I'm confused. And I was wrong about it. Because they always mind connecting their mind electronic cells into her brain functions too frequently. And the genetic lab biologists said that their mind electronic cells are functioning too frequently, that it caused no control of her brain. It means no thinking, no awareness, no brain activity, and no responses, making them a mistake. So they mind controlling her brain functions to increase her life only 4 hours. And that's why the biologist telling him why it was a mistake. The last question is a lot concerning or interesting than we thought. The events of the last story is that in. Sorry. Until 4 hours later, her brain functions are all healthy and no environmental influences or a complexity interplay of new genetics. The fact is that I did the same way as a coma. than she is. It means that Reginald always mind connecting to my brain functions too frequently, that I felt like I got death. Rupert Price also did to new animated Rupert Price too. Only full animated stick figures did the same thing to our 4-hour death. Until we talked about this, she woke up and she was thinking that her brain functions are much more different than her before. Until she was wondering, Charles Calvin heard her, and he was close to her to shoot her, because he thinks that was a threat of a new person. But Charles Calvin stopped. He put his gun down and said hello to her. She was confused about Charles Calvin's new return to our universe, because there's something a lot more interesting that I said about the last story than we thought. And that's it.
This is Charles Calvin. I'm about to show you how this universe is no evidence or explain questions that these 5 people did. Or Henry Stickmin's story, if I want. The story that I was talking about is a green flowing sphere moving around for 45 seconds. It sounds like this sphere is my energy life, because this sphere is from the cell where the small comet hits the Earth. This comet can show everything about stick figures, that's 2 of us. The first Stickmin arrived is Reginald. He is not evil anymore, and he would come with 5 of them, because he thinks that his evilness is too bad to be himself. That's why he wanted to enjoy nature of life. As live action right hand, man said that a live action Eille Rose is saving as us to help our everything between our biology. We're making her float with gravity to show what do we look like as new. She thinks that we're the same as Puffballsunited universe does. Because the comet bring their own cells as new cells, as the name is Stickmin cell. A Stickmin cell is a lot more complexity than human cell does. When we stopped floating her over, we're being distracted by all the spheres inside of the cells died or flow away to the stick figure's body, because our kinetic energy is not controlled our minds enough. We making her a coma, but when she woke up and walked away to the lighthouse, we made a mistake to making her a 4-hour death. Because our mind's electronic cells are functioning too frequently, because the functions are not good when too much electricity into the brain. So we move her to take to the hospital with a lab. We also made a mistake to making her brain nothing, and that's why it gets interesting. When she woke up in the 4-hour death, her brain functions are new and more different than her functions before. She was only thinking that her brain functions are different when I said, until she was wondering, like right hand man said, I immediately heard her, and I was frustrated, and I was ready to shoot her, but I stopped. Because I thought that some people making stick figures a mistake to a threat person. When I was thinking that because she was a nice person, intelligent and important and interesting, I set my pistol down to be nice with her, and I said to her, hello, and that from the story that right-hand man said, if I'm done, I'm showing you how Henry Stickmin is bringing back to life. That's one more question for me. It's a game or movie that created by Puffballsunited, serving as a prototype for the Henry Stickmin series. It was uploaded by Lunngrounds on December 16th, 2007. Actually, the game is not the part of the Henry Stickmin collections. However, One route of completing the mission contains a full reaction of crossing the pit of the game of 8 options. The game is about a stick figure, retroactively known as Henry Stickmin. He was trying to cross a pit. He can do leap, teleport, cannon, rocket bridge, pole vault, ramp, and catapult. All of these choices are result as a failure. The reason why is that the game has no endings. It's just a video or game that he created. So I don't want to talk about plots anymore, and I will see you later. Bye.
So am I. Are you?
Hello,